Fellas, I'm trying to emotionally recover that Christmas is now over. I hate this time of the year. Everything sucks until next November when things start picking up. But right now, we're going to be talking about the top 5 forged weapon videos. I'm going to go ahead and let you know some of these are off the wall. Also, I'm leaving off Perfect Paradox, which is the shotgun. It is a fantastic shotgun. But today, we're going to be primarily focusing on kinetic and energy weapons. And these are in a specific order. And yes, there will be some weird ones in this list. So beware. At number 5, guys, is no Calamity. Now, I've seen other people talk about this gun. I ran in there, was going to test it out for myself. I've never heard of an auto rifle having Zen Moment. Usually a perk you see maybe on a pulse rifle, but specifically for D1, Zen Moment was just really common amongst scout rifles. So to see it here on an auto rifle, I was really interested about. Now, overall, I've never been a fan of the 600 round per minute weapon art type when it came to auto rifles, and I just never really liked it. I know a lot of people live and breathe by that art type, but this is a weapon that was converting me, man, and it was good. And I think honestly it's just the weapon itself has got great handling. It even has some pretty decent range, but the really big aspect to it, of course, I hate to just nail it to just one perk, but the trait there, Zen Moment, is just what levels this gun out and makes it so nasty. It's just such a manageable auto rifle here in PvP that just about any gunfight I found myself in, I just knew I can manage the recoil to this auto rifle as long as I can lay that first lick.
I'm going out with some friends later if you want to come.
At number 4, guys, we have Jack Queen King. Now, here's what's amazing about this gun, guys. I never would have guessed this gun to be good. I did a review on it, though, and I found out halfway through the review that it was just fantastic. It was one of the best hand cannons right now on console. And that's a lot to be said because I've never been a fan of the 150 round per minute hand cannons, but for some reason, this is one of the most consistent hand cannons here on consoles. And when we live in a world where bullets phantom all the time and bloom is a little out of control even on hand cannons after the most recent patch, hand cannons in general just don't always feel the best. And so again, Jack Queen King mainly got a spot on this list just because of the consistency that this weapon holds above other hand cannons. At number 3, guys, Infinite Pass. Now, I was not, again, just like Jack Queen King, was not expecting much from this weapon. This pulse rifle turns out to be absolutely nasty. Now, pulse rifles in general, they have a kick to them, right? And normally with that kick, there is a bullet spread, and you can't really tell when you're right on top of enemies, but definitely when you start getting into that mid-range, even long range, which is why when you shoot, even though your first shot or maybe your second shot as well will hit that crit, but that third shot will not follow up with that crit just because the bullet spread, guys, that bullet spread on the last bullet would just be too high in order for it to land. The thing about Infinite Pass, those guys, for some reason, it still lands crits at a distance. It's almost as if there's not as much bullet spread with this weapon. And I mean, that is something that I've seen amongst a lot of different energy pulses, specifically, you know, like Nurgle or even Agenda. But I mean, this gun right here to me was outshining even those pulses. I really like this gun. It's gotten very poor reviews. A lot of people don't like it. And again, when you're at first glance, especially being a Dragonfly perk pulse rifle, you're not thinking much about this weapon. And it could be the fact that it's got accurized rounds on it that is just aiding it. Either way, guys, the gun was working very well for me. I was enjoying it. It was doing good. It was landing crits at a distance. Definitely not a pulse rifle I would overlook. At number 2, fellas, we have Traveler's Judgment. Now, this sidearm, I still amaze, you know, when I kill someone with this gun, because at times I kill people and it's just so damn fast, stupidly fast. Now, I'm also kind of breaking the game here. I don't know what's happening, but Foe Tracer with Traveler's Judgment, with Headseeker on Traveler's Judgment, I was hitting 32 a crit. Guys, 32 a crit. Now, this is not the gameplay here. This was just of the weapon review I did recently on it. Either way it goes, when you're hitting 32 a crit with a sidearm, there is problems. When you're outdoing high impact pulse rifles in damage, that is a little broken. I'm kind of worried that I just told you what to do, but essentially it was nasty, man. And when I kill people with it, I'm just like, Jesus, this has got to be fucking illegal. Either way it goes, Traveler's Judgment is deadly on its own. You don't even got to do things like that to make it even deadlier. It is nasty. It is a great gun, a great sidearm, and to me overall, guys, it has replaced Last Hope. At number 1, guys, is West of Sunfall. Fellas, I don't get it. I don't even like this archetype of hand cannon. I've never really been a big fan, even from the moment we played with these hand cannons at Bungie. And I remember we came out and J&B was like, yo man, did you try out that new hand cannon? I was like, nah dude, that looks terrible. I like tried it for a second. I'm not a huge fan of it. J&B was like, dude, it's like the best hand cannon I've ever played with. And after that day, I was like, J&B must be smoking some good shit. But then I actually played with it here recently, and J&B was fucking right. That hand cannon is nasty, and it's got such terrible reviews. I see so many people saying this is a terrible hand cannon. No one should use it. Actually, somebody even made a comment on the most recent review and said this gun should be a one-hit kill because it is so terrible. Regardless though, guys, the hand cannon is fantastic here on console at least, and I am in love with it. Once you get used to the recoil and you just kind of get used to whatever Bungie's trying to promote with the precision frame and this high rate of fire archetype, it really makes me fall in love with this gun, dude. It is so consistent. Again, it's one of those things like the whole reason why I like Jack Queen King, but then some. It's also got high caliber rounds, man. Now, the auto holster perk, not a fan of one bit. God, I wish we can just like remove perks and add perks, but man, I guess that's just too much work. Regardless, the state of the weapon currently right now, I think it's a great hand cannon here on consoles, guys. It will not do you wrong in Crucible. There will be times that you're going to sit there and look at this gun and say, what the hell am I using? This doesn't feel like a hand cannon. This is not comfortable to me. It feels like the recoil is all over the place, and I'm telling you, fellas, give it a chance. Go into it in at least 2 or 3 games before you make a decision on it, and it will perform great for you. Slap that like button like your mama told you right.